Good morning. What's popping in the streets, everybody? I believe, therefore, I am King Silent. Hope you're doing all right today. Your boy just woke up. We're here with a review for this event that I had the opportunity and the pleasure of attending last night. Best of both worlds. Hope y'all had a great time. But before we get started, please make sure that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Follow me on all social media platforms, King_Siler. It's right there for you. But your boy's trying to reach 500 subscribers and then, of course, start making my way up to the top of the hill at 1,000 subscribers. Definitely want to try and produce more videos for you. So if you have any content ideas or if you want to simply just swing through because you want to have a review or you just want to talk some shit, I'm definitely here for it, and I enjoy it. I love hearing other artists or fans or dancers' opinions about every and anything. So let's go ahead and get started. First and foremost, big shouts out to the Best of Both Worlds team, Valkyrie and Isha. I do apologize. I don't know. I should have written down the vendors' names, but again, it was great. I had a good time. This obviously an event that was dedicated to celebrate the life of J. Code and Tyrese, who unfortunately we lost earlier this year. But we definitely got in there and did our damn thing. So I absolutely know that they are proud, and we held it down to make sure that we turned up and had a good time for them. Big shouts out to my brother and, of course, DJ Al Metro, definitely becoming a dance favorite in the community. So shouts out to my brother Al. I know we rarely ever get an opportunity to shine a light on him, but he's really been out there working. I remember when he first picked up his first deck, and started trying to make stuff happen, got to and then here we are. Now he's a full-blown DJing events all over Texas. Really, actually, the United States, because he's been to California and did some work as well, as far as in this other region. So shouts out to him. Please make sure that you book him. The man is an amazing DJ. He knows atmosphere, knows party, knows battling, and he's flexible as long as you can work with him. So, yeah. Big shouts out as well to my brother, Robert Anthony. This brother is always entertaining. He's one of the few people that I definitely think, one of the few people that actually fuck with me on the mic. I'm super confident in my hosting abilities, but this man is absolutely funny. So please make sure that you book him as well. If you ever need a host, he's one of the ones. Shouts out to you, Robert Anthony. Much love. And of course, supporting, big shouts out to my judges as well. Bout It, MJG, and Narcy. I know judging is obviously, it's never an easy thing. It's always tough because you're always weighing things on the scale, so big shouts out to you. And last but of course not least, Dallas Dance Studio. Thank you for having us. Didn't see the owner in the building and stuff like that, but it was definitely a lovely venue to be at. So y'all know how we do this. Just gonna cut it right down the middle, start with the pros and cons. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's start with the pros. So first and foremost, like I said before, the venue was absolutely amazing. I've been, I know the Crumpers, we've been up and down Midway and Beltline a couple of times, and that's the first time I'd ever seen that studio. That studio had to have at least only been there within the last maybe 2 or 3 years, because we'd always been by there and I'd never seen that place before. We used to go to Click Studios all the time. The first one that Miss Bertrand had, which was up the block, and around the corner, and then the one she has a little bit further down now off of Midway as well. So that venue was absolutely amazing. Walked in and it literally felt like it gave me a high school military ball or prom vibes. It was just it was just really a really good environment. I enjoyed it. Definitely somewhere that I'm going to be looking for in terms of for events. It's really dope. That environment is set up. The dance floor is nice. It has, the floor felt like it was waxed before we came in. It was clean. It was spacious and stuff like that. Plenty of view as far as for the audience wherever you were sitting. So I love that. So great venue. Great job, for sure. And I got to park right in the front, you know what I'm saying? OG, veteran, I do what I do. So, yeah. And, of course, obviously the community, the atmosphere was definitely there. The community came out and supported. It was a great time. It definitely felt like, family cookout, family barbecue amongst the dance scene. So that was great. atmosphere obviously provided by DJ Al Metro, which was great, and obviously, keeping it lighthearted and fun and stuff like that by Robert Anthony. So that's always good. It's always great when you have a strong team working behind the mic, and of course on the ones and twos that are really confident in their ability to keep the mood moving forward, whether that's slowing it down or picking it up or whatever the case may be, making people cipher. It was great. Definitely enjoyed that. And of course, food and drinks. And I do apologize that I didn't get the names of the vendors, but I definitely had a good time. Food and drinks is always great. It was just me, but like I had a Long Island, and I had like a strawberry. I think one of them had like rum in it or something like that. I can't remember what it was. I tried to get Long Island, but I must have said the wrong thing. But it was a little kick in there. I had a little something in there. You know what I'm saying? I probably should have ate before I got there. That would have been a good idea. But yeah, the drinks are great. Halfway through, now I started playing them ratchet songs. My forehead started sweating. I started getting DMX vibes. So yeah, it was definitely that was definitely one for the books. And then overall, like I said, the concept of the event was really cool. Obviously, we've not knocking it or anything, but we've definitely seen it, in other environments and stuff like that. And we've seen other types of events being thrown to where there's a theme or there is a concept behind it and stuff like that. So this is definitely one of the ones that I've always wanted to kind of just sit back and watch in person to see how it goes. So, and overall, like I said, it went well. I do like the idea of it, and I would definitely like to see more of these for sure. Moving into our cons. One thing that I definitely kind of noticed, and obviously this is not something that's particularly to do with the event, but more so as far as the community, it definitely looked like people were afraid to cipher, which is unfortunate. Maybe we've transitioned so far that we've kind of forgotten how to cipher or session or just kind of like gather up. It just seemed like people were really hesitant, or maybe people were just kind of trying to save it for the battles and stuff like that. I don't ever think that's a mind frame that dancers for this generation should get into, because that's just dangerous. It's just not good for you to do that if you're always just waiting to battle and never to cipher and session and stuff like that. That always bugs me. On top of, it's a big super pet peeve. I hate when people either don't win or they leave the event early or they dip out and stuff like that. Like, I'm not attacking anybody, but that irritates me so fucking much. So much. It's okay. I understand that everybody always has a million excuses as to why they're gonna leave. A million excuses, whether they be, I gotta go meet up with someone, or I gotta go to work, or I'm hungry and stuff like that, or guess what? All those reasons were there before you even came to the event. And had any one of y'all actually gotten to the finals or something like that, the situations never would have changed anyway. You still would have been there. I personally think that consistently kills the momentum for our event, that every single time that someone doesn't either progress proceed to the finals or the next round of the battles and stuff like that, and they dip out and leave, like that kills the momentum in the atmosphere, because you're just not there anymore. Like, your energy is needed, your presence is wanted, and people like to see you cipher and dance and stuff like that and have a good time. And more so just overall, just simply to show that it's not about you. Because whether we want to admit or not, and this is, kind of me jabbing at people's souls and their hearts and stuff like that, or your mentalities, but if the objective for you to come to the event is only to be there so that you can battle, and if you don't proceed to go to the next round, you just dip out and leave, that shows, in my personal opinion, that shows like a really, really high level of selfishness. That's just me. You knew what it was. You knew that there's probably a 50-50 chance that you weren't going to make it through the next round, regardless of who your opponent is. You knew that, but you still proceeded to come. Don't make it about you every single time. If you're going to come to the event, then come and enjoy yourselves, session, interact with people. We're all dancers at the end of the day. Yes, I don't like using those overly conceptual and theatrical words and stuff like that, but literally resonating with people and sharing and exchanging energy and sessioning and stuff like that is important. Like, We're all dancers. We all want to express ourselves. We all want to be seen, because guess what? At the end of the day, I said this to one of my other friends that I was talking about. At the end of the day, your worst enemy in this dance scene understands you better than your close friends outside of this dance scene that don't dance. They'll never get it, what it means to be in this. They'll never get it. But that person that's in this scene that you may not necessarily like, they understand why you do this. And I think it's just simply important to make sure that you maintain the value of that. Protect it. It's sacred. What we do here is sacred. It's not to be taken for granted, because at a moment's notice, this could be gone. So please, when you're here, make sure that you're here and be here. Be present with all of us. That's all I'm asking. But some other stuff I did have some remarks about. The first thing I would definitely say is I felt as though some of the concepts that were given weren't necessarily concepts. They felt more like themes. I felt like there was a lot of restrictions and expectations like put on the dancers when, you know, they were kind of calling out some of these, I'm just going to call it what it is, like when they were calling out themes. Like we teach crumpers and of course poppers know this and stuff like that. But when you have a concept, like it's an idea that comes from your mind, but it's also something that already exists. I tell people in layman's terms, it's just an idea that already exists in the world. That's a concept of something. Create an idea that explain this the way I can understand it. I tell people all the time, or tell the crumpers all the time, the new era, it has rules and restrictions and stuff like that. So if I were to sit here and put my hand in my pocket and start doing this, oh, it looks like you're texting, or it looks like you're on your phone, ball, sword, backpack, skiing, gliding. I think it was one. That was like probably one of the more solid ones that I saw. Floor was slippery. I was like, slippery. Okay, I can kind of dig that one. But there were some in there that were just like, yeah, nah. Like these feel more so like they're kind of like they're acting out themes. Like what was the one that Barney got? It was like a pregnant woman, in her water just, or Barney and somebody else got it. It was like a pregnant woman and her water just broke. It was just like, that's a lot to do in 45 seconds. That's a lot. And then at the same time, you're also you got to dance and you got to battle. Off rip, dancing can be difficult. Now you have to battle. And now I have to articulate this particular concept to you, or not even concept, theme. Because you could have just said, okay, pregnant. Okay, I can understand that one a little bit better. But now that it's like you're starting to add stuff onto it as far as you got to follow these rules, you got to follow the storyline of this theme and stuff like that. I just feel like you're putting unnecessary like just rules or restrictions on the dancers. Like they only got one round. They got to do this in 45 seconds while dancing. That is tough. That's hard. On top of a different genre or style of music that's being played. That's not necessarily, and it's not a shot at Al or anything like that. But this is the atmosphere that obviously this event was supposed to be set up with. It's not supposed to be just your traditional hip hop or Busta Rhymes or Shashu and all the rest of them or crump music. That's not the environment that this was set up for. This was set up to be a much more chill or conceptual or theatrical environment. It was a lot of mix. Like there was some R&B in there. There was a little bit of funk. There was some edit. There was some lo-fi in there. Like there was a lot in there. There was some neo soul as well. The Erykah Badu was there. We heard it. So it was a situation to where they had a lot to do. With not a lot of space to work with. So I just feel it's like some of the concepts weren't concepts. They were more so themes. And then honestly, let's just, keep it real. Like some of these themes, some of these themes should have been screened. Big time. Definitely should have been screened. I won't go into it or really elaborate too much on it, but I definitely feel as though the objective when we came there, again, like I said before, is to celebrate the life of James and Tyrese, and you know, when they were here, and just simply having a good time. Because if they were here, or if they were able to communicate with us, they would want us to celebrate. They would want us to have a good time and express ourselves. It's not to be reminded that they're not here with us anymore. We know this, and we've accepted it. Some more are still trying to accept it. But again, the objective is just simply to, again, acknowledge what we shared here was sacred. And before anything else, I know for a fact, and I've had conversations with J. Cole when he was here, and he's like, hey, yo, sometimes I don't want to do a lot. I just want to have a good time. So I know he would definitely want us to be in that moment, to have fun, to feel, to grow, to learn, etc., so on and so forth. Everything else under the sun. You know, but to be pulled back, you know, into that emotional state or that particular place, to be reminded that they're not here, that's not it. So yeah, I definitely think that just some of those, you know, should have been screened. I don't think it was malicious. It just turned out the way it turned out, but it just wasn't a good idea. It just wasn't. But overall, like I said, there wasn't like really too many crazy things, you know, that were out of pocket as far as for the event. Like I said, like the atmosphere and the environment was set up perfectly. You know, they had food over there as well. The process as far as getting in was great. We weren't hit over the head with some extremely high price, which I definitely always appreciate, because gas prices are $8 right now. I'm exaggerating, but it's still high. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like it's still, I enjoy myself. I'm a dancer at heart, so I'm always going to enjoy being around other dancers. Definitely do wish, I mean, like I said, there were more of the community overall that was there, because there was a lot of people that still weren't there. But the objective is to keep building. You know, like I said with the boiling point, the objective is to take that crowd as well, and also bring that crowd here, and also take the best of both worlds of that crowd, and then take it to the boiling point, and then take it to other open style jams, and bring the crumpers over here, and then bring the breakers over here, and then, you know, bring the remnants of like the poppers in Dallas and stuff like that. Like all that. The objective is for us to be one big community. So I would just definitely say keep progressing forward. Let's not all just simply congregate around one particular place or wait on one particular event for us to get up. Let's dance, let's cipher, let's have a good time. Let's just enjoy ourselves. Let's go for the gold. I said this before, and I love it. I like this event. I think I would definitely like it for me. I enjoy when it was intimate, you know, and small and stuff like that. And, you know, we're just able to dance in session, have a good time. Maybe that's possibly what this event can transition to. I think that there needs to be an event to where we're just simply just sessioning and just dancing and just ciphering. There shouldn't be any battles. I'm old school, so I'll always love battles and stuff like that, but I'm also old school, so I'll always love ciphers and sessioning. I know what those really were back in the day, and we don't do that like that anymore. We don't. I don't care what this new generation or what y'all leaders say in this day and age. We don't cipher and session how we used to anymore. So, food for thought. So, that's all I got, guys. I enjoyed the event. I had a good time. Drinks were flowing. You know, the conversations afterward are always great. I always enjoy the 4-hour conversations after jams and stuff like that. It was a good time. I think, because I didn't get home until like 4 a.m. But that just simply shows that we care about our community, and I do appreciate the love that everybody has, and just simply, you know, congregate afterward and just vent, you know, and just share how they're feeling and where they're at mentally. So another food for thought thing. Maybe just sit around and ask somebody how they're doing. I challenge you. If you finish this video, go randomly ask somebody how they're doing today. Just go. Doesn't matter who it is. Make sure it's not somebody immediately that you already talked to. So, peace, love, and happiness. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll holler at y'all next time. Peace.